So, when you think about the smartest countries in the world, who instantly pops into your head? Do you picture, the historic European hubs of philosophy and science, or maybe the rapidly innovating tech giants over in Asia? Well, today in this explainer, we are unpacking a really fascinating global ranking. We're going to explore the smartest countries in the world by carefully examining a dataset that meticulously ranks 25 distinct nations, all based on their reported average IQ scores. We're going to take our time and really dig into what these numbers tell us about the global landscape of intelligence.
But hey, before we officially kick off the countdown, let me ask you a quick question to ponder. What if I told you that the nation you absolutely 100% expect to take the gold medal doesn't even make the top 2? Take a second right now and lock in your guess for number 1. I can pretty much guarantee this data is going to challenge a few of our assumptions.
All right, so we are looking at a very specific data set, ranking these 25 countries. And honestly, what's immediately striking is just how incredibly diverse this map truly is. I mean, the list spans multiple continents, pulling in nations from Europe, Asia, the Americas, Australasia. It creates this truly global intellectual mosaic. Some of the results you're about to see might seriously surprise you. Who actually made the cut for the top 10? And who managed to claim that highly coveted number 1 spot?
Okay, enough prep, let's dive into this. Let's start the clock, fast-track our way from number 25, and work our way up the ladder to uncover the smartest countries in the world according to this data.
Kicking things off at the bottom of our top 25, we immediately see an incredibly tight geographical spread. Eastern Europe makes an appearance with Hungary at number 25, scoring 100.15, and Georgia at number 21 with 100.35. Wedged right in between them is South America, with Peru scoring a 100.20. And rounding out this cluster is Western Europe, with the Netherlands at 100.27 and Italy at 100.33. Just notice how neck and neck this race is right out of the gate. We are literally talking about microscopic fractions of a single point, separating nations that are entire continents apart.
And we start with these incredible cultural contrasts, too. From the intricate, sweeping, historic architecture of Hungary to the iconic, sun-drenched peaks of Machu Picchu down in Peru. It's just a really striking way to represent our 25th and 24th spots as we build our momentum up the ladder. It really proves that competitive average intelligence isn't confined to any single hemisphere or cultural background.
Moving right into the top 20, the competition gets even fiercer. We've got a heavy European presence here, starting with Switzerland at 101.84. Just ahead is Albania at exactly 101.00, Belarus at 101.05, and Slovenia at 101.15. But sitting right smack in the middle of this European cluster at number 18 is the United States, scoring 101.04. Again, the gap between rank 20 and rank 16 is practically non-existent. It just goes to show how incredibly competitive the global landscape of intelligence truly is.
This incredibly tight cluster represents a massive geographic and cultural spread, even just within a single continent. You've got the bold red and black double-headed eagle representing Albania at rank 19, sitting just fractions of a point away from the lush, patterned green forests representing Belarus at 17. I mean, the margins here are just razor thin.
As we break into the top 15, the scores are no longer crawling by mere fractions. They're actually beginning to visibly climb, pushing comfortably into the 102 range. What's super fascinating here is the mix of geography. Island nations are heavily represented, with Sri Lanka at 101.22, the United Kingdom at 101.57, and Cyprus at 102.12. And they're scattered right alongside these massive sprawling land masses like Canada, scoring 102.09, and Spain taking the number 11 spot with a really solid 102.24.
The cultural tapestry just deepens as we approach the top 10. Canada's bold geometric maple leaf and Spain's intricate radiant fan design represent nations pushing comfortably past that 102 mark. The vibrant energy of these distinct cultures really acts as a perfect metaphor for the rising intellectual scores as we climb toward the elite tiers of the dataset.
All right, let's all take a collective breath because we have officially cracked the top 10, a major milestone on this list. Here, we see a dramatic geographical shift as Asian nations begin to heavily dominate the upper echelons. Vietnam enters at number 10 with 102.26, Mongolia claims number 8 with 102.61, and Singapore posts a highly impressive 103.56. Contrasting this Asian surge, we've got New Zealand representing Oceania at 102.35, and the massive transcontinental expanse of Russia sitting at number 6 with a 103.78. Notice how the jumps between the scores are becoming far more pronounced now.
Right on the edge of the top 5, the competition is just fierce. The glowing neon skyline of Singapore hits well over 103, representing this highly concentrated, urbanized intellectual hub, while the majestic, colorful domes of Russia push the boundary toward 104, representing intelligence spread out across literally the largest landmass on Earth.
Breaking into the elite top 5, Australia claims its spot with a formidable 104.45. Making it into the top 5 out of a global dataset is a massive achievement, and you could feel the tension officially mounting as we approach the podium.
Just barely missing the podium is Iran, scoring a massive 104.80. Highlighted by a deeply rich cultural history, Iran claims a remarkably high position on this list. And folks, that puts us just 3 countries away from the ultimate top spot. Entering the top 3, we see a huge spike in the data curve. Japan takes the bronze medal, leaping all the way from the 104s to an incredible 106.33. Actually, think about that for a second. That is a significant mathematical jump. The curve has officially spiked.
Narrowly edging past Japan by mere fractions is China, scoring a towering 106.48. This is a monumental score. And with China taking silver, that leaves just 1 spot remaining out of our 25 nations. So, who takes the crown?
The number 1 country on this chart, claiming the absolute top spot in this global ranking, is South Korea. They have officially taken the crown, finishing just a hair ahead of China and Japan to claim the gold trophy as the smartest country in this specific dataset.
So the crucial takeaway here is this incredible winning score of 106.97. What's truly fascinating is how South Korea, China, and Japan formed this incredibly tight, elite cluster at the very top of the chart, completely separating themselves from the rest of the pack. These 3 East Asian nations have demonstrated a unique and frankly remarkable concentration of high cognitive test performance.
But before we wrap up this explainer, we really need to pivot intellectually and ground this data in a broader reality. Remember what we said at the start? IQ is just raw processing power measured in a very specific format. A high IQ score doesn't universally define total human capability. Think about it. A high IQ might help you solve a complex math equation on a test, sure, but it's emotional intelligence that helps you lead a team or navigate the incredibly complex social fabric of our daily lives, right? A society needs boundless creativity, immense resilience, practical life skills, and sheer determination to truly function and thrive. These diverse forms of human brilliance, they simply cannot be contained within a single 2-digit or 3-digit number.
So, what do you think about the data we covered today? Were you totally surprised by the top 3? Or did you see that elite East Asian cluster coming from a mile away? And when you consider the smartest countries in the world through this broader, much more holistic lens of total human capability, who do you think actually deserves to be number 1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and keep that curiosity alive until our next explainer.